All right. So I'm Ulf Sandstrom. I'm here in Chesterfield County Jail, and I'm here to talk about you because you're in the recovery program, right?
Yes, sir.
So could you tell me just anything? Give your name and
Ramsey Gray is the first time I've ever really been in recovery of any sort. The longest I've ever been sober since being a teenager. I'm now almost 19 and a half months clean.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Super excited to be in the HEART program. By God's good graces, I should be at Henrico and not here, but he brought me here instead.
Where should you have been instead?
Henrico County Jail.
Oh, the county jail, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that would be different, wouldn't it?
Night and day.
Night and day.
Night and day. It's
Right.
night and day from here and there.
Yeah. What is different with the HEART program? Why are you so happy to be here? If you just take like 1 or 2 points about that.
The people that are in it are really devoted to make sure that we all succeed. We all see each other's low points. We've all been low, and we know how to pick up on the cues of when we're down, and we also know how to help each other out when we are down so we don't get out.
And also in this program, you apply for it.
Yes, sir.
And you agree to 52 rules to be in it.
Yes, sir.
And you can get thrown out.
For violating any one of the rules.
Right.
Any one of the rules.
So not only the staff is devoted to you getting better, every single one of your fellow participants is too.
Yes, all of my peers
All your peers
are there to hold me accountable, and vice versa.
Yeah. And so just out of curiosity, because I'm trying to find what is it that makes you turn left the wrong way? What is it that makes you turn right? So if you just take the first time you used, what was that like? What caused you to use the first time?
Well, there's a difference for me. The first time I used was unwillingly. I didn't know that I was using. I was prescribed Adderall in my 2nd grade year. But the first time 11.
11?
Yeah. That was 11 when I was prescribed 30 milligram extended release and 2 15 salts throughout the day.
Because of?
My ADHD.
Right.
Quote unquote. Because I was a kid and just wanted to act like a kid, and I got in trouble for it. I was eating enough Adderall to sedate a grown man. That would later become my downfall, and at 13, that's when I really started experimenting with abusing my Adderall, sniffing it with my cousins because they were all older and they were doing stuff like that, and they influenced me into doing different things.
Do you think you would have sniffed with your cousins if you hadn't already been doing the Adderall?
No, I would not.
Right. So this is majorly you're saying substance came into your path and it didn't really work because you started experimenting with it. If it really had worked and been fine, you wouldn't have experimented. Mm-hmm. And so you kept experimenting because it didn't work and because there were other things available from cousins that you trust.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And how quickly did it escalate?
By the time I was 16, I was drinking on a daily basis, eating more Adderall than the doctors could give me, smoking weed on a daily basis. And this is all...
And smoking weed on a daily basis to leverage.
Yes.
Right. So you were self-medicating actively. It's not like I want to try everything. It's like the Adderall gets me up, the Mary Jane gets me down, all those things, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were getting good at it?
I wouldn't say I was ever good at it,
So it never really succeeded?
No.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. And so, the big question to me, and you don't have to answer if you're not comfortable, but somebody saw you being troublesome because you didn't want to sit and listen to boring lectures in school, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. So you made noises and stuff, and they wanted to medicate you. And so the next thing that happens is that somebody should have cared about you doing all those drugs and self-medicating. Because I have a hard time seeing you being drunk every day at 16 and nobody noticing.
Oh, they noticed.
They noticed.
They
yeah.
noticed.
So in a way, something there failed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if that hadn't failed, do you think that would have helped early on? If somebody had seen you and provided safety or something?
If it was noticed by the right person, I can't fault anybody for not noticing it, but if it would have been able to have been taken care of, I think it would have put me back on the right path.
Yeah. I don't mind faulting people. I'm a parent, and my kids can hold me at fault if I missed something. That's okay because I make mistakes. I'm human. And sometimes we don't want to fault people because we want to take the responsibility on ourselves. But actually, if my kid was 16 and they were drunk every day, that would be a little bit on me, or quite a lot. Just saying. So you can't carry that. I'm just saying I wouldn't carry it on my own. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So, next thing I'm interested in, if you had advice for that 16-year-old kid that you were, specifically for you, if you could go back in time and give yourself some advice, what would that be?
don't let any of the pain that your dad caused you change you. Just understand that was part of him, and now that's part of you too, and just move on.
Yeah, but it's not your pain to carry, it's his, but he passed it on to you. You know, that was a gift you didn't need. Would I suggest something else? You tell me if it would have helped. Reach out for somebody who's sane.
If I would have followed in my sister's footsteps, things would have been really different. She left home at 16 and moved in with my mom's side of the family, and they're all the total polar opposite of my dad's side of the family, and that's who I bonded with. And she's doing well for herself, and here I am.
Well, good for her, and you are doing well for yourself because you've chosen to be here, right? And so, I come from the place where you can't take responsibility for everything that happened to you. Like, I should have been stronger, I should have been wiser. You can't be strong if you're not. You can't be wise if you don't have the information. So I try to get out of all shame and blame and just get into pretty pragmatic. What is it I would have needed, right? The what's. So going into this, something made you decide to apply for this program. How did you run into it? How did it come on your radar?
So I had already been incarcerated at Pamunkey Regional Jail this year, and my time was finished there, and like I said, I was supposed to go to Henrico County, and when they told me to pack up, I was leaving, they brought me to intake and asked me where I was going, and I said Henrico County, and they were like, we don't have you on the list for Henrico, there's a Chesterfield officer out there. So they bring me out here, and I talked to classification, told them that I had 7 months active incarceration, and then 4 months before that, and there's no reason that I should have been here because my time for Chesterfield was complete. They told me, you have 44 days to serve, you're going upstairs. So I come upstairs, and it was 2 weeks before I was gonna have to go to Henrico. Somebody told me about the opportunity that HARP would have for me, and that they'd place a hold on me so I could stay out here and actually experience real recovery.
Was that Steph telling you that, or was it a mentor, alumni?
It was another alumni.
Oh, so alumni, just explaining for the people who ever watched this, alumni is somebody who participated in the program and now is outside and free and can be a mentor.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir. And I owe huge thanks to him because I thought I had a good grip on all of it. You know, I'd been sober for a while. I'd been sober on the street. You know, I thought I was doing well, but him telling me about the HARP program really allowed me to understand that I don't have control of everything. There's a lot of things out of my control. And the amount of things that I've learned since I've been here about myself and the skills that I could use upon my release and even while I'm still in here has been amazing.
Fantastic. So you're advised to, not saying that it has to be right in any way, but if you would send out an advice to the people who make decisions about how recovery should be run, because what we see here is that a lot of people that should be getting mental health help, support, and learning actually are in jail. So that's kind of weird. And in the same way, it's weird because this program, by being in jail, you actually are assured a safe place and environment. So there's an advantage to it as well. But it's due to the fact that it is run here, but it's not the same program everywhere.
It is not, far from it.
So what are your hopes for the future thanks to this program?
It's always been a hope of mine and a dream. I want to help the youth in Richmond and Henrico not make the same decisions that I've made, but being here has given me a one-up on it. You know, now I can have the ability to say that I've been through a program and not just had the problem itself. Now I'm learning the skills to reach out to the younger generation and the love to give them. Because that's the one thing that really made me decide that I needed a change, was that I was still loved, even though I was broken.
Exactly. So you want to be an alumni, you want to get out, you want to help it. So do you know what more or less the savings for society is with one addict or somebody in criminal care system getting out and starting to help society and pay taxes?
What's that?
It's around $5 million in a lifetime. So it would make sense, and we're getting back to the advice to whatever powers decide things, it would make sense to put some money into having more places and spaces like this, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
And if you hadn't been here, you'd gone to the other place, and what do you think would have happened there?
Because of the person I was back then, and not just the drugs or anything, but my behaviors, there would have been a nice group of people that would have felt that I turned my back on them, and they would have retaliated in a certain way. So it wouldn't have been long before they had forced me to react in a certain way out of fear of physical harm.
Yep. spiral of pain.
And not everybody would have felt that way. There would have been quite a good number of people that would have respected the idea that I found God and I found sobriety. But there's still those one or two people that want misery because they are miserable.
Well, I mean, if you have enough misery in yourself, either you take care of it inside or you take care of it outside. It's less. I mean, we're in the words of trying not to judge people. That doesn't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean they shouldn't be incarcerated. They shouldn't be held accountable. But usually it's only hurt people that hurt people. That's what Homeboy says. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you. It's been a pleasure having this week together doing workshops here. And if you would give just one takeaway from that, the shortest you can.
You've taught me how, to actually be happy no matter what the circumstances, and to really remember the good experiences of being younger. And that's made it all. This week has been great. This week has really been great because of that.
Thanks, and thanks for the feedback.
Thank you.
And that's for those who's listening. What we did was we did a hypnosis and guided meditation, if you want to call it that. Mm-hmm. And you went back to a safe place before everything happened, mm-hmm. and kind of restored that part of you. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's a restoration program. Good to meet you. Proud to have done so.
Thank you.
Take care.